But let's begin where we've begun every single time the Chiefs play, which is another win. Another win. They just keep on winning. Monday Night Football, it happened again. Yeah, late in the game, score a touchdown, go home happy, 30-24, although the Bucs did cover the spread. Patrick Mahomes, probably one of his best games of the season, was really good in the air. And also Kareem Hunt, what a pickup he has been for them as well. Speaking of pickups, DeAndre Hopkins got involved in the Chiefs' offense early and often, scoring touchdowns, catching passes. Cade Otton on the side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was the big winner for Baker Mayfield there. Despite the fact that they didn't have a couple wide receivers, Buccaneers' offense looked pretty good. But in the end, Patrick Mahomes discussed after the game getting the victory and also just how important their defense was coming up big late.
Yeah, no, I was obviously running for the goal line, was about kind of committed to running the football, and at the last second saw Samaje, and so kind of awkwardly rolled the ankle a little bit. Definitely scary. I think it hurt more just because it's the same ankle I rolled last week. So it scared me a little bit, but once I kind of took my breath and kind of calmed down a little bit, ended up being not too bad. We were able to go in there, kind of get the respat, and go back on the football field. Yeah, I was trying to run off the field, and they were telling me not to. Just kind of the football mentality is to get off the field, and we just scored a touchdown. And they told me to just take it slow, and as I started walking, I started feeling better. And obviously, after I get the respat, get that comfortability back, and then took a few drops and felt good.
I think right now, the most part, Patrick Mahomes looks healthy, and they're undefeated, so you know where they're headed, which is toward the playoffs yet again. We'll see how far they can take this undefeated. Remember, the only undefeated team in the history of the National Football League, 1972, Miami Dolphins. All right, on the side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, nice game, but simply not enough. Talked about that postgame.
Against a team like that, it comes down to little things. Everybody has a hand in this one. I think for the half, penalties and not completing the ball on a couple of easy throws and on that last drive before halftime, really giving away 3 points. And when you look at it against a team like this, that's the difference in winning and losing. And so, just disappointing overall. But our guys fought, and it's against a team on the offense like that. It's you can only give them so many chances. So when you win the coin toss, that's what happens. But then. I'm proud of all the guys we had on offense that stepped up, and Todd had a good message. We're that close, and don't get used to losing, but just turn this thing around, and we got a home game next week, and it's an NFC opponent, and got to find a way to win. That's it.
Yeah, I would agree. And Buccaneers still in a good spot to make the playoffs. They're going to need to win a few more games. That was a tough one to swallow last night. Again, they did cover the spread if you did take them last night. All right, Dallas Cowboys did make a trade. We'll get to that here in a minute, a smaller trade. But will they make a bigger trade to get a quarterback? Remains to be seen because Dak Prescott is going on injured reserve. Jerry Jones just did an interview on one of the radio stations in Dallas saying that he's headed to IR. So Cooper Rush will take over at least temporarily. We'll see how long that lasts. Prescott with a hamstring issue. I think that's what's being reported. CeeDee Lamb has a sprained AC joint, so they added another wide receiver, Jonathan Mingo, and I'll tell you the details of that trade in just a minute. But needless to say, no Dak for the next 4 weeks. Mike McCarthy talked about the injury.
Yeah, definitely. It really doesn't change anything for us. And even speaking with Dak earlier, this is about the quarterback room. We've always invested all the time and energy into the quarterback, Dak that has the football. So now it's Cooper's turn, and Dak will be part of that process, and we'll rally around him and make sure that we do everything we can and make sure he's prepared, and we'll just keep going about it the way we've gone about it. I think if you just look at the way we played the last game, we just really want to improve on the things we did well, but obviously we had to clean up, the pre-snap penalties, particularly on the road. The good thing is that we are coming home to play because that's part of the mistakes that we've had. But yeah, our focus is really to go into this and have a game plan to beat the Eagles defense, and we have great confidence in Cooper.
I think right now Cooper Rush is the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, probably this week. Beyond that, still remains to be seen. All right, let's get to the National Football League trade deadline coming up later today. We did have a couple of moves. Let's talk about them. Zadarius Smith now goes to yet another team. This time goes from Cleveland to Detroit, and they also get a 7th-round pick for a 5th and a 6th. Smith will help on the defensive line, of course, with their key player Hutchinson out for the season. Christian McCaffrey looks like he's headed back to the San Francisco 49ers starting lineup. They opened that window for him to practice. He was seen on the practice field yesterday, so good news for them. The Cincinnati Bengals now have a new running back in their room. It is Khalil Herbert from the Chicago Bears. Zach Moss has a neck injury, could be out for the remainder of the season. And also the Cardinals have traded for pass rusher Baron Browning, sending a 2025 sixth-round pick in return. So the trades are coming fast and furious in the NFL. All right, the Trojans of USC are making a quarterback change. Jaden Mayava will start over Miller Moss this week against Nebraska, looking for a boost to the offense. It's been a tough year for USC. Texas A&M lost a big game, and they've also lost their running back Le'Veon Moss for the season. They were blown out 44-20 against South Carolina. Mike Elko says they're going to have to go to some backups in the running back room. In MACtion tonight, MAC action, Bowling Green, 13.5-point favorites on the road at Central Michigan, and also Ball State, 11.5-point home underdogs against Miami, Ohio. The total is 47.5 in that game. In the National Basketball Association, best team in the NBA, Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, folks, they win again, 8-0 the final, they move to 8-0, the final 116-114. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks have just one win on their season. Paul George returns, he scores 15 points. Philly falls again, they lose 118-116 to the Suns. Anthony Davis, unfortunately, had a foot injury as the Pistons beat the Lakers 115-103. They play against Memphis on Wednesday. He is day-to-day. We'll see if he ends up playing in that game. And the Clippers were down 26 against the Spurs, and they finally win a home game, 113-104. So the Clippers in their brand-new building finally get a win. Did you watch any college hoops yesterday? It was the first day of the college basketball season, and our first look at Cooper Flagg at the University of Duke. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a blowout. Not a surprise. A lot of blowouts yesterday. 96-62. Biggest upset in college basketball yesterday. Unranked Central Florida beats Texas A&M 64-61. They were 5.5-point underdogs. Darius Johnson had 24 points. Kansas routs Howard in their opener 87-57. And unranked Ohio State goes on the road and beats Texas, and they end up getting their first win of the season. Texas was 1.5-point favorites. In Major League Baseball, free agency has begun. 13 players have received the qualifying offer in Major League Baseball. If they accept it, they'll get approximately $21 million on a one-year deal next year. If they decline it, the teams get a draft pick and they become free agents. Some of the names: Alex Bregman, Corbin Burns, Pete Alonso, Teoscar Hernandez from the World Series champs, and, of course, Juan Soto, who will no doubt decline that one-year deal. Garrett Cole, by the way, meanwhile, opted out of his contract, now has opted back in, apparently. Not sure exactly what happened with him and the Yankees, but he'll be with them for the remainder of his deal. Also, the option on Marcell Ozuna's contract with the Atlanta Braves has been picked up. It's another year. It is $16 million. Ozuna will be a free agent in 2 years. Also, Nathan Eovaldi has declined his player option for next year at $20 million. He'll become a free agent and look for a multi-year deal on the open market.